Hey friends, it's Kristie with agtakesover. It's been a long day, but I wanted to film an unboxing because we've gotten these 4 things plus 2 more that are upstairs. My wife hasn't opened those yet, so I told her please open them soon so that I can also show them here. But we have opened these things. We got these 2 orders within the space of, I don't know, a week of each other. And so I'm just going to throw them all in one video. First one, I am diving right in, by the way. No preamble. Subscribe if you enjoy this content. Like the video if you like it. And comment down below if you would like to interact. Okay, we're moving on. All right. The Caring for Baby, now called Itty Bitty Baby. I was like, I am not going to call them itty bitty babies. And now I kind of do. I kind of use them interchangeably, so whatever. They won me over, I guess. Anyway, the little 8-inch dolls. They came out with 3 different outfits for them. I didn't care one way or the other about any of the outfits. I wanted the toys and had a gift card. We had some rewards. I had money in my budget. Like, there wasn't any reason really not to. So here is the outfit. And again, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's cute. I mean, we have a lot of outfits at this point. Sorry, the light will figure itself out in a second. We have a lot of outfits at this point from Etsy sellers that, like, I didn't think we needed this, but the toys are so cute. I said the light will fix itself. Hold on. There we go. Apparently I needed to give it a little help. So this is not wooden, unfortunately, but it does roll. There we go. It's got the little star on the wheel. They do move. And then this, which I was pleasantly surprised because it does all come off. So the top comes off, definitely a choking hazard. And then each of the rings comes off. Everything is plastic and pretty shiny. It would have been really cool if it was wooden, but it's not. The American Girl logo is on the bottom. And I feel like most people had some version of this in their own childhoods, in the United States anyway, I can't speak for everywhere, or when as parents they had them for their children. So stackers are popular toys. I think these are super cute. We've got a little nursery over there for the babes, and they'll make a very cute addition. So yeah, that's cute. Maybe I'll take the picture of a doll modeling this in the nursery, just because some of you may not have seen our nursery, and it's stinking cute. All right, the next is this Truly Me pink and preppy outfit. Man, let me tell you the names of them because I don't know the names of anything anymore. Little Bitty Baby Flower Romper and Playset. Okay, well, that was self-explanatory. But this one is the pink and preppy outfit, and I say it feels like a Julie Christmas outfit, if you ask me. But I get the pink and preppy. It definitely, it's going on with the lighting again. It definitely feels 70s to me. The lighting crew fired. All right, so Grace had thought that this was 2 separate pieces. It is not. I will say it's a pretty thin material. Like, I can see through that pretty well. You can't see through it, but and it's a very, I don't love the feel of it. It's pretty starchy feeling. It's a bit rough. But they've certainly come out with things with, like, worse textures. Little buttons are sewn on there, non-functional, no pockets. And then this pink, unfortunately does not match at all. Like, it's a very cool pink, magenta kind of outfit, and this is a very warm cotton candy pink. So that's unfortunate. I guess, does it even match this? No, it doesn't match this either. It's just a warmer pink than everything. The shoes are adorable. Like, this part keeps them from feeling 70s to me. Like, the platform and the loafers, sure, but this does not feel 70s. It is a little bit of a weird cut, but they're really cute. They're adorable. And then here's the very 70s vibe shirt that looks super similar to Julie's Christmas outfit. This thing just reminds me of a revamped, like if I were trying to twin with my doll or like cosplay Julie and I wanted to do her Christmas outfit, but I couldn't find the exact same stuff, I would put this kind of outfit together and be like, look, I'm Julie. Close enough, right? And then the headband. Oh, ours has some dust on there. I don't know if that came on there or I don't know. Because Grace has already opened it, so it's hard for me to tell. But there we go. I'll be cutting that thing off. Well, no, I think she bought this one by herself, so that will be up to her. But hopefully she will give me the go-ahead to cut it off. I never like keeping those things on. And then more dust or threads and plain white socks. I wish the socks were a little bit more interesting, but I get that it pulls the white in the shirt together. So pretty cohesive. The feel of this is nice. It's not too starchy. It does have a finished edge, unlike Molly's school outfit. So even though it's hidden, they did finish the edge properly, which I appreciate because that was a real bummer for Molly's school outfit for me. Yeah, school outfit. I was like, birthday outfit? No, school outfit. No buttons down here, probably because it's hidden. I think it would have been cool if they did have them just so you could use this with other things, but even if you just put it with a skirt, I don't think that would look bad. So we'll definitely get a lot of use out of this. I will have somebody model it at the end and take some pictures, but quality-wise, I would say pros are that they finished the buttons, or they finished the bottom of that shirt. Shoes are cute. Socks are boring but versatile. And then I'm disappointed that they used a tag that clashes so much. And I don't love the feel of the fabric, but it's still cute. So that's my review of the outfit. And then the next one is Blooms and Bows outfit. Grace was really excited about this. I'm not. I want to say, and I think she was more interested in this for individual pieces than for the whole outfit, and I can see that. So the shirt is cute. The shirt's cuter. Stupid. Okay, let me share my thoughts out loud. The shirt is cuter in person than it is on the website or even on the packaging, but the stupid tag is really disappointing. Like, it just looks so... Why? Put it in the back at the very least, but it's such an eyesore. I was like, I don't have strong feelings on this because up to now, most of the things that we were getting that had the new tags, they matched. So who cares? Like, I didn't care that much. This is dumb. Like, don't do that. It's so cute. So now I feel like I'm definitely going to have to. I would like to have it just hanging over some shorts or over a skirt or whatever, but now I feel like I'm going to have a skirt kind of riding up to cover that because it's annoying. But yeah, it's a stretchy material. This part is not stretchy, but it's got enough give. It should be easy to put on. Stretchy sleeves, so those will be nice and easy to get over the hands. This is just really cute detail. You can see some of the stitching right there. Not on all of them. Like this one looks really nice. This one doesn't look as nice. And this one looks kind of a mixed bag because this side is fine. That side is not. Sorry, its focus is doing its own thing. But yeah, like bad, great, somewhere in between. And that's probably just dependent on which one you get. You might luck out and get one with all three of them where you can't see any of the stitching like that, and that's lovely. Or you might luck out on the opposite end and get ones where you can see the stitching all over. All right, the skirt. I feel like I don't love these things together, personally. The bows are meant to tie them all together. It's not enough for me. I do like it better when you cover up the stupid tag. And I want to point out something because I didn't see this, like I was surprised by it when I looked at this up close. Like, I don't know what color you think this is. If it's black and what? Because it's black and purple. That's the answer. Who knew? Maybe you did from back there, but I certainly didn't. I had no idea that that was purple. Like a pretty solid lilac that doesn't match anything else in the outfit. And then these are not tall socks, but they're at least not just plain white. So, oh, they're like tights. Okay, I didn't realize that, or did I? Yeah, they're tights. Can you tell that from? No, you can't tell that from the picture, so I'm happy to be able to give a little review. Tights. So they're going to snag more easily. Other than that, like, it doesn't matter to me. It's just worth knowing. So the other ones are definitely like cotton socks. These are tights. It's an interesting choice, especially since these boots go so high up and are going to cover most of it except for that little bit. Let me know your thoughts on these boots. I am not a fan. Look, they're fine. Nah, I don't like them. I don't like them. The shape is really like, shouldn't they go like this? Isn't that how boots go? This is a weird shape to me. Like nobody's foot's doing that. I don't know. Does the other one look like that? Yeah, totally. They kind of have a bunk, like a little point here, and then I don't like them. So out of this, I'm not sure that I really love any of the pieces, if I'm being utterly honest. Like, I love that Grace loves it. That's good. We don't always have to like the same things. And it's not ugly. I don't know. This is interesting. So ponytail holder with a little bow. Just look at the way the ponytail holder's done. Sorry, it's not in focus, but there we go. That's interesting. So it's not actually attached the way that most ponytail holders are. I have no opinion on that. I don't know which one like holds up better. Just wanted to point out that they're different. And that's that one. Again, somebody will model it. Don't you worry. And the last thing is the little accessory set, and it just says "We Heart Fashion Accessories." And Grace was like, I want this bag. Like, I'm mainly getting it because I want this bag. So out of this order, she got the two 18-inch doll outfits, and this, and all I got was the little bitty baby, itty bitty baby, whatever thing. And then the two that are upstairs, we went halves on. So this one was more her order and a little bit mine, and upstairs is our order. Okay. This is nice. So this would match either one of these, honestly. I mean, it's not 100% going to match that in terms of pattern because this pattern clashes, but it's fine. Color-wise, it matches. And it's honestly not going to 100% match this one for pattern either. But I think it, color-wise, is spot on, so it's designed to be able to go with either one. Now, the hat has the tag that does not match at all because it's way warmer of a pink. However, it's not like so stinking in your face. It's okay. I don't mind that they put it over here. Would I rather them probably not do it at all? I think so at this point, but I don't mind if it's kind of tucked off to the side. It's when it's egregious like that one. All right, and then there is American Girl, a tube of something, presumably lip gloss. or there we go. Let me actually put it where you can read it. And I'm going to box this back up so that Grace she can unbox it herself, but it is a little compact and I do want to show it to you. So it comes in a plastic and then comes in this. And I thought it was a compact, but now I'm remembering it's not. It's a little brush. Okay, so I don't know if people still buy these brushes anymore. They're kind of garbage quality brushes, even when they're made for humans, but they're the kind that, like, don't tell me about, like, my hair oils are going to mess this up. I'm not going to use this on the dolls anyway. It's fine. But if you push this, they pop out and then you can brush your hair. And then when you're done, you just push it back in. They're hidden away. You can close it up and drop it. And there you go. So that is kind of nostalgic for me. Oh yeah, it's got the American Girl logo, the new stylized logo on there. There we go. Cute, cute. And then the bag, that's the thing that she was most excited for. Did not disappoint. It's adorable. Okay, so it's a wristlet. And what is important to note is that it is just open. I think it's very cheaply made on the inside in terms of, like, nothing's covered. There's no lining. And it doesn't zip or snap. So you'd have to be careful what you put in here. But, and the tag, you're obviously going to want to put something in there so that you don't just see the tag. Obviously you can put these two things in there, but you could put other things in there too. Like this little thing will fit, the lip gloss will fit, but some other things could fit in there too. You could have keys and a gift card or whatever. Or if you want it to look more, less cluttered and more kind of minimalist, you could just put a piece of paper that's one of these colors in there on the inside, or you could even put just some tissue paper in there that's one of these colors. Whatever floats your boat. I don't know what we'll do. I'll ask her what she wants to do when I'm dressing the dolls and doing these. So I'm going to pause and go upstairs and dress some dolls. And then I will take some pictures, but when I come back in just a second, I will show you the other two outfits. So all of this stuff is stuff that came out fairly recently. I didn't rush to be the first one to, like, put out a review or anything, but hopefully I can make some observations that are making it worth you watching another video of these new products. So, 1 second. All right, so I realized that I had forgotten one thing from that first round of unboxing, but it's a shirt, so I'm going to show it to you at the end so I can actually try it on and take a picture. And then the other two things were things I was waiting on my wife to open. We went in halves on them, but they mean a little bit more to her sentimentally, I think, than to me. So I was like, okay, can you open them? Because I don't want to open them, but you're not ready to open them together. Can we open them? Can we open them? So finally she did this weekend, and now I can share them with you. So they are, you might be able to guess this, but the Clueless outfits. We both grew up with these movies. Her at an inappropriately young age, probably, but whatever. My childhood was full of seeing movies at an inappropriately young age, too. I'm older than her. I was like, I was old enough for that movie when I watched it. I don't know about you. Anyway, so the day that they came out, she was like, I had seen the pictures of them because, like, I opened my phone, they're on Instagram everywhere, and I was like, those are so cute. And she was like, I'm going to get these. And I was like, well, I was already planning on, considering them, and I figured you'd want them so we can just go halves, and that means, like, half will come from my budget, half will come from her budget. And and then she got them, and then later somebody that I know was like, did you see the outfits, blah, 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 I really like them, but at $80 a pop, I can't. And I was like, wait, what did I commit to? How much? $80? And they're like, yeah, you put collector series on something and automatically you can charge more. And I'm like, whoa, $80? Yes, we use some of our rewards. As I mentioned before, we typically like kind of dole them out little bits each order. And you might not believe me because I've been saying it a lot lately, but I actually still haven't spent that much on doll stuff. I'll have to look at my budget and like give you a total, but I haven't spent very much of my doll budget because I put in, like I funded it what I wanted to spend for the year. And then I put the YouTube money goes in there too. So like it's not even close. Like I could be spending just my YouTube money or just my budgeted money, but I'm certainly not going to burn through both of those things. So I was like, whatever, it's fine. I'm kind of glad I didn't know how expensive they were before I said yes, because that's so much money. So she opened them. I have not touched them. I've seen them, obviously. You've seen them, I'm sure. But I haven't touched them, so I don't have any sense of quality or anything. But I didn't even take them or have her take them back off the dolls. She put them on the dolls to take pictures. I just brought the dolls down, and I'm like, I'm just going to feel them, show them up close, talk to you about the, quality and the things that I notice and what I find cool or disappointing or whatever. And hopefully that will help you make a decision about whether it is worth paying $80. Do you think they'll go on sale? Do you think they are going to like sell out? Because what's the difference between a collector series and, just a collab? Like how, I forget. So I did know the numbers of like they made more of one outfit than the other, and by a decent amount, but I can't remember. Drop it in the comments if you remember. I can't, and I'm not going to pause this to find out. Anyway, here is Isabel. And by the way, like this was really fitting. Not only have we both seen the movie a bunch of times, problematic as it is in many regards, but we actually, in Nikki and Isabel's room, which is right back there, there is a Clueless poster that when I was decorating that room, I cut out and put a Clueless poster in there. So it is fitting that we chose Isabel to be a character from it. So here we go. We've got some shoes that Julie would steal in a heartbeat. Like these would go with so many things. Julie's little disco outfit, if you didn't have the boots, if you found just the dress and you didn't have the boots, look, these would work perfectly. You don't need the tall go-go boots. In fact, if you put it with this, you definitely don't need that pretty much mimics the boots look. So they're very cute. Cotton socks, Velcro closure here. Seems like they're pretty easy to get on and off. I like that this is just a simple, not all the jagged things. It obviously is spot on for those outfits. And were those outfits the kind of outfits that everybody at my school was wearing? No, because we weren't wealthy. I didn't have a closet with a revolving thing. So no, but these were the outfits that we associated with people with a lot of money and fashion sense at the time. And honestly, now, like, this is still cute. This is still really cute. Okay, so the skirt it's flat here, and then it starts its pleats. The pleats do not go all the way around, so there's a seam in the back. If you are the kind of person who needs all the patterns to match up, oh boy, they sure don't. So clearly, they don't match up. Does that bother you or not? Let me know. It's not a skirt. The pleats start right here. This doesn't match up either because this is the flat part. Again, does that bother you? Personally, I don't care as much in the back because I'm not seeing it, but I wish this would have been brought down to match. If you have this outfit, has anybody just lucked out and they've lined up? Because it feels probably luck of the draw. Anyway, coat's really cute. It's not lined. I didn't expect it to be. Everything's serged. I would expect that. Let me go ahead and take it off so I'm going to do the opposite. Usually I'm like, bring the pieces out, then put them on the doll. I'm like, bring the doll out, then take all the pieces off. Okay. So buttons are functional. Probably nobody's going to button it very much because you're going to want to see the stuff that's underneath. This sweater is really cute. It does have one of these on there. It doesn't technically match. They could have gone with blue. They could have gone with white. Those would have matched because this is blue and white. There is no gray on this outfit other than the tag. I checked. other than the other gray tag. I don't understand their decision making around the tags yet. I don't know who's making these decisions, but for some reason this doesn't bother me. In the other outfit, I was like, it's two different pinks and then one is warm and one is cool, and that bothers me. Gray on yellow, it doesn't really bother me. I don't know. I have opinions. I would rather it just have been yellow and blend in, but it's a shorter sweater, but it's not a crop sweater. And it does have these nice functional buttons. And I don't feel like taking them off, but for your sake, I will, so we can see a little bit about the shirt that's underneath, okay? There we go. Okay, shirt underneath. Not, whoa. It's not finished as nicely. There we go. So it's just serged at the bottom. Like, it's a nice, tight serge. It doesn't look, you know, like this. It's a little bit tighter than that, but it isn't doubled over, like hemmed and stitched. So, and top stitched. It's not done like the sleeves. So that makes me think this is either fashion choice and weigh in. Do you think that that was as common during that time? Or they were just counting on, it's going to be under so many layers of clothing. Do we really need to do this? And if that's the case, that's annoying to me. I always hate when they are like banking on you always using the piece as part of this outfit instead of understanding that some of us do break apart our outfits and we want to get mix and match bang for our buck, for our $80. So I don't think it looks bad, but it isn't finished as nicely. So I just want you to know that, because people might just be posting their pictures of the whole thing and you don't notice that. Little kind of cap sleeves. They're not really, you know, they're not short sleeves in this sense. They're cap sleeves. And from the back, nothing special. And then I will put everything back on her later. I think I've got enough time. I'm on my lunch break again. And then her little backpack, which is adorable. And I want to show you. So this part is just flap, and then there's a Velcro part here. Nothing in there. I wish she would have come with her little pen, but if you do have Isabel and Nikki's bedroom accessories, maybe is what we got it with. Anyway, they have one of those puffy pens, puffy topped pens. This will shed. See? So don't do that unless you want it to shed, but it's going to shed anyway. All right, so $80. What did we get? We got a jacket, a skirt, a top that's cute but not completely finished, a really cute sweater, socks, shoes, and a backpack. Oh, wait, the phone. Where's the phone? Shit. The phone's upstairs. I'll go grab it because the phones are adorable. They can hold them and the antenna goes up and down. So I will go get the phones. Okay, and I went ahead and redressed Cher just to see. It is an easy outfit to put on. Here's her phone. So I don't remember. That doesn't matter. They're the exact same phone. They both say 623, so they are at the same time, and both say as if. They both have full bars of service and about 75% battery. Not bad. And, hold on. Earliest cell phones that they've made, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to put Cher down here. Price-wise, I know it's steep, and you are absolutely within your right to say too steep for my blood. Fair, fair. If you like it and you have a reward, or it does last long enough that they put it on sale, I do think that the outfit is pretty good quality and that there is a lot of mix and match potential. That yellow sweater, it's not going to be up there, quite up there with the green sweater of the Ireland world traveler outfit, but it's pretty close. Like that, the outfit is so yellow, it's devoid of any purple, any pink. Like these two collections, Cher's and Dionne's outfits, which was not an American Girl decision, but they chose to do the collab. So, you know, they didn't design these, but they chose to pursue them for the company, and I think it was a great choice. Yes, it was steep. Fortunately, in my case, I only paid half of it because we go in halves, and we used some rewards. There went Cher. She's okay. She's on the rug. All right, next is our Dionne. And we fortunately already had a braided wig, so we didn't have to order anything. We just had this one lying around and we had a doll to put it on. So if you remember, and if you didn't watch this video, I encourage you to watch it, but I made, we have a custom Zariah, or a custom 47 named Zariah. And she just wears different wigs and different looks. And most recently, I made her into Uma from Descendants. Here is a thumbnail of that video. And I think I did a great job, if I do say so myself. And she looked fantastic. And if you want to see that whole transformation, I will try to remember to link that video in the description. Remind me if I forget. I am human. But I took all of that off of her recently and put her in this outfit. Well, Grace put her in this outfit. So let me get the hat on too. There we go. I think she looks fantastic. Like, I think this wig is perfect. I'm 99% sure it is from Zazu Custom Dolls, and don't ask me what the name of the wig is because I don't know. If somebody else knows it, let me know in the comments. Help everybody out. But there's the hat. It is iconic. If you are like, yeah, but I don't really care about Clueless, what can this be? It can be a church hat. It can be a I am at a royalty event hat, right? It can be a high tea hat. Like, where else would your dolls wear this hat? Let me know in the comments, because I like to get as much use out of things as I can. It's just a felted hat with vinyl accents and a little, like a thin vinyl. Like, this is thicker glossy vinyl, the black. This is like a very thin, almost meant to feel like a satin rose or a silk rose, but it's not. It is actually feels like it's a little bit of a vinyl material, and it's textured. I might not be able to capture that. Hold on. If I get it up close. Oh yeah, I did. So you can see like fabric back right there, but this is the vinyl texture part. Yay, camera, caught that pretty well. All right, so start from toes as I did before. Shoes, love them. Yes, they have all of this, that's fine. Same kind of buckle style. They've come out with so many platform heels, platform like kind of sandal things like this, or like platform Mary Janes, I guess you could say. And platform loafers were the other two, and then these kind of platform Mary Jane style. And they're not exactly the same, which I appreciate. They're different enough, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I think it is indicative of a lot of different eras. And if you're a mix and match girl like I am, that's helpful. That helps me justify the cost. Black socks. We haven't done a vinegar wash, so just to be on the safe side, we probably won't keep them on very long. We'll take them off and do a vinegar wash. Black clothes on dolls makes me nervous. Have had enough experience to be nervous. Trying to do better. And then her jacket has a different style. So, or not jacket, skirt. Her skirt also does, but let's look at oh my gosh. Her jacket and her skirt have different styles, but I want to focus on the skirt. I can English. All right, so it is not, I mean, it does have some pleats, but they don't start until over here. The other pleats start here. This doesn't start until way over here, and they do all seem to go together. So maybe this is just a difference in the movie costumes. Maybe Cher's didn't and Dionne's did. But it's got these safety pins, which feel so iconic to me of the time. Not that nobody uses safety pins anymore, just like it feels appropriate to make sure that you got some safety pins in representing this time. And then her pleats are on both hips. So they're right here on the outer thigh and on this side, but they're not on the front and they're not on the back. versus Cher's are just right here. Like from the crotch over to about here are her pleats. These are on the sides. So definitely a different design. Length is about the same, you know, mid-thigh on both of them. And then the jacket, let's go ahead and get it off and I will show you up close. This jacket also has the gray tag, so the gray tag is what they seem to go with. It does, in my opinion, blend in well enough here that it's barely noticeable. And it's way off to the side. Because she's got the long braids, they were covered and I didn't even notice the tag, so that's great. And at the cuffs, we've got shiny, glossy vinyl at this angle, and we've got the same thing on the collar. And a little loose thread there that I'll need to pull out. It's kind of like a loose thread got sewn under some others, so I'll have to get in there and pull that out. Again, not lined, nice and thin. I appreciate that they're not lined and thick because it's going over 2 other layers of clothing. So it's really like a thicker shirt material, like a button-down shirt material, but done in the style of a jacket, which I'm okay with. Is it probably cheaper than doing a different kind of jacket construction? Yes, but in this case, I also think it makes sense, not just financial sense. All right, and then gray. Again, would I rather it be red and match? Yes, I would like them to just blend in, but this one doesn't bother me. Then again, I'm not putting it with something where that might clash. I think gray is so neutral that it's not gonna clash with anything. I think I'm gonna be just okay with that, personally. You let me know. And then, so we've got the buttons down here, not functional. They're just decorative. That matches a lot of shirts of this time, a lot of shirts of this time. Like just a lot of times when there are buttons here, they're not functional. So we'll take this off so that we can see what's behind. When Grace came up yesterday, she said, Zariah is going to need to be invited to the next limb restringing party. And she's not wrong. She's like falling over at the waist. Like the wig is a heavier wig. And she's been through it, so she's just due for a restringing. All right, so nice red shirt. Again, basics. I love it. And then here's her shirt. It is the exact same shirt. So if you get one, you got two. The, let's see if I can show this really well. There we go. Tight serging at the bottom. It does give it a little bit of kind of flips up. It doesn't necessarily lay as flat as if it were folded over and hemmed. I certainly had shirts like that. Cap sleeves, everything is the same. So with this one, again, we get her phone as if, and we get shirt, not a sweater this time. Whoa, not a sweater this time, but we got this shirt over it. Jacket, skirt, socks, shoes, and instead of a backpack, she gets her iconic hat. They are really cute. Did they have to charge $80? I don't know. Are they really like, is the license to use that expensive? Probably not. I think they just knew that they could get away with it because the nostalgia factor is high. They called it a collector series. They limited the run. They knew that people would pay for it. So we did. I don't always get sucked in. I just saw Wednesday Addams come out. Super cute. I have no intention of getting her. My wife said, I'm waiting until Wicked stuff comes out. And I'm like, I'm sure it'll be super cute. I'm not probably going to buy it. So I don't always feel the need for everything that comes out. But I'm not mad about how, I guess, yeah, it's pricey, but they're really cute. And I foresee us getting a lot of use. I mean, you got black and white socks, you got black and white shoes, extra white t-shirts, extra solid color shirts, plus these fun kind of statement pieces in their jackets and their skirts. The phones. Yeah, go for it. If you want them and you can afford them, I would say quality-wise, go for it. Why not? Okay, and then the last thing, reach down here, that I forgot I'd gotten was this shirt. So the order that we placed prior to these two, we were like almost at the threshold of free shipping. And Grace said, is there anything else that you want? And I was like, well, I've been wanting to get the Pleasant Company American Girl Collection t-shirt. Like, a few of my friends have it. They've liked the fit. They've liked the quality. And Grace had gotten one for herself. And I was like, yeah, I've been wanting to get one. And it would be fun since most of our friend group at this point has them. Like our in-person doll collector group. We could all kind of wear them at our next sleepover or outing or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and get that. So I got it. I'll pause and I'll try it on. And then I'll show you what it looks like. And other than that, there's not much to say about it. It's a heavy t-shirt. I bought an extra large. Depending on the shirts, I typically will buy between a large and an extra large. I don't think I own anything that's a 2XL, so extra large is always plenty big for me. And I do own a couple mediums just if they run big. I don't like my clothes like too snug. If you are like me and you feel like most t-shirts are about as thick as Kleenex, and you can see every bit of yours, you know, like every contour of your skin underneath them, no matter what size they are, this is a refreshing, like it's a nice thick t-shirt material. So yay. Without being stiff and starchy. Like this one is a nice thick material without being stiff and starchy. So is this. Let me go put it on. Be right back. Okay, I don't know how easy it will be for me to show it to you with the phone at this orientation, but there, to show you where the sleeves land. I'm like 5'6" and change height-wise, and I wear anywhere from probably a size 12 or 14 in pants, like I already described shorts or shirt sizes, but just trying to give you some dimensions. And I don't know my weight because I don't weigh myself, but those other things should be helpful to you. Yeah, so mid-sleeve, not tight. If you had larger arms, I think the extra large would give you some room there. And fit here, it is boxy. It's not like fitted, even though they're predominantly selling to women. It's a pretty boxy fit. I don't think that it really, like mine naturally goes in just because of curves, but yeah. And so it does have room for a bigger belly. But if you've got the thighs, like you're filling it out here. So there is like definitely, oh gosh, snug, roomy for me. That's my body shape, right? It's a larger hourglass, but it is an hourglass. So there's still that like comes in here. If you are more round, then I think you'll just fill this out nicely and you should feel pretty good in it. And I think it'll look great. I maybe would just wear mine like that. Not even necessarily tucked in, but just kind of tucked under. Just so that it's not having that like, it's poofy here and then it gets snug on my hips because it is a little bit like fitting around my hips. So probably do that just to avoid it. But yeah, I like it. I don't think it's the most flattering fit if I'm honest. It's not. But I'm going to be excited to wear it with a bunch of my friends. So that's worth it. It's not really my style. This is the part I wanted and the color is good, but like the shirt itself it's good quality, not necessarily the most flattering cut for me. Whatever. All right. That is the end of this haul. That was plenty. Thanks for sticking it out with me. And I appreciate every time you watch a video. Everybody definitely watches these videos more than they watch some of my other videos. So just keep in mind, it's really motivating when the hauls don't get all of the attention and you go watch some of the other content that like pours more of my creativity and my, my time and energy and my heart and soul are more poured into some of my other content. So I've got plenty of other doll content, and you may know that I have kind of a very light on dolls, but heavier on what's going on current event-wise and what are some action steps you can do and what is still good in the world, kind of a series that's ongoing called Let's Talk Dollitics. So you can watch any of those. There's a playlist for that, and there are so many doll-centric videos. You could be on here forever. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. Say hey in the comments, and I will hopefully see you for the next video.